how are you? Welcome back. Happy New Year's Eve. I'm excited for a new year. Don't know about you. And like I said in my previous video, I have a feeling 2024 is going to be a doozy. There's a shooting range. Can you hear that? Now it stops. There's a shooting range not very far from where I'm staying, and you can hear gunshots like all the time. So I don't live in the hood, I live in the country next to a shooting range. So that's what that is. But it's sometimes they're just constant. Of course, now they stop, now that I want you to hear them. Anyway, I wanted to have some sort of lighthearted videos today due to the holiday. So let's look back in 2023. And I think one of the biggest, most surprising flops of 2023, a big RIP, was the Ron DeSantis campaign. You know, it was something that just started so right, and it had just gone so terribly wrong. I feel like this will be studied in the history books. What happened? And I say that because Ron DeSantis sort of became like a rock star to the right. He was really popular. Everyone loved how he was governing Florida. He was taking charge. A lot of great legislation was passed. He was really strong on a lot of issues. The Martha's Vineyard stunt, flying migrants to Martha's Vineyard only for them to be deported 24 hours later. DeSantis Air, bringing sanctuary to all. That was an amazing and incredible stunt. So that was great. But then he started his campaign and everything went to crap. Before I talk about what exactly I think went wrong, I do want to say that overall, looking back at it now, I really do think he just should have sat this one out. I think that he should have sat this one out, continued to be a rock star in California, get behind Trump, get behind other candidates, you know, rally behind them, and then 2028, I think that would have been his year. He's still super young. He's still newer to people as far as their political eye. I believe he was in Senate before, but most people know him as the governor. So I just don't think it was his year. Trump has too many supporters behind him. There are too many people that feel like that election should have been Trump. So I just don't think it was a good time for him. And I think maybe even if he does decide to run in 2028, I think people might, because this campaign was such a disaster, I think they might have a bit of a bad taste in his mouth. Sort of that first impression. Can you get past it? But then again, 4 more years, who knows? Maybe he can redeem himself. But those are my thoughts. I think he should have waited till 2028. Even though I love him as a governor, didn't love his campaign. So let's talk about what went wrong with this campaign. How did this go so wrong? He is such a beloved governor. And I think the first thing that happened was he took way too long to announce that he was running. People were asking him, he wouldn't give answers, and this went on for a while. He was very wishy-washy, wouldn't say a definitive yes or a definitive no. So it left people like, what's going on here? Is he going to? Is he not? And then when he finally did make his announcement, he did it on X, formerly known as Twitter, in a Twitter space with Elon Musk. Now, this, for a lot of people, seemed like a great idea. Elon Musk just purchased Twitter. Everything is blowing up. People are getting tons of views. It's really popular. This was sort of an unconventional, stick it to mainstream media way of announcing his campaign, but it just kind of flopped. And by the way, if you don't know what a Twitter space is, it's sort of like a conference call. Like, you go on Twitter, you can enter these random spaces, and you'll have like 10 people in there talking. So you could have like politicians, famous people, commentators. And this one had Elon Musk and Ron DeSantis, and they were going to be announcing his campaign. While they were trying to do this, for the first, 30 minutes or so, it was just really bad. The audio wasn't working. It was breaking up. I think they had to end it and then restart it again, which by that time, most people had left. It just, that whole thing turned into kind of a flop. And then I don't know who was advising Ron DeSantis, but then he started attacking Trump. He started attacking Trump. They sort of had their feud together. The indictments for Trump came along, which did nothing but make Trump even more popular. And Vivek Ramaswamy decided to make an announcement and get behind Trump, which was really smart for him. Ron DeSantis didn't do the same thing. And that really pissed Trump's base off, which again was just another nail in the coffin to Ron DeSantis' campaign. Also, his charisma. A lot of people hadn't noticed his lack of personality and charisma before, but this campaign really highlighted it. There was even speculation that he was wearing heels inside of his boots. He went on the PBD podcast. Patrick Bet-David was asked point blank, do you wear heels? Was asked his height. I think he might have embellished his height a little bit, but that whole thing just, it was really cringy. And personality does matter. Charisma does matter when you're running. Another thing that didn't really help DeSantis or his campaign were the debates. He didn't really do anything to stand out at the debate. He had a very mediocre performance. You know, you had Ramaswamy come out and had some really good jabs. You had Chris Christie kind of just being himself. You had the big old flop, which was Pence. You had Nikki Haley, even with some moments, even though a lot of Republicans are not a fan of her. Many of them think that she is a neocon warmonger type, and that is exactly what people want to get away from. But even she had moments that at least people were talking about. But Ron DeSantis just sort of faded in the background, and it was kind of, as Hillary Clinton would put it, a nothing burger. I don't know. It was pretty lackluster. It wasn't that great of a performance. So unfortunately, whoever is advising him on this campaign, the choices that they made, all of that together, his lack of charisma, unfortunately, all of it and going after Trump, I don't think that was a good move at all. All of that together just made the campaign kind of a flop. Now, some say, well, Trump was feuding with him too. Yeah, but unfortunately, I think in this instance, you know, whether you agree or not, it's just the public opinion. I think Trump gets away with it a little bit more than he does. So that's what I think about the DeSantis campaign. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a great New Year's, and I'll see you later. Bye. Great New Year's Eve. See you later. Bye.